Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of May 3rd, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, please take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Virgo, I want you to keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I have already released those readings, and you're welcome to view them at the end of this video. However, the tarot card of the week reading is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider at this time so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life. With all of that said, now let's begin. We are tapping into the Virgo collective now, my mercurial cousins, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week here for the Virgo collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your tarot card for the week of May 3rd, 2026 is the Five of Pentacles. What situation in your life no longer holds value? At the bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. What situation in your life is asking you to observe your emotions? Okay. Why is the Five of Pentacles the tarot card of the week here for the Virgo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What situation in your life no longer holds value? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Chariot. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. Let's begin to clarify. Chariot. Why is the Chariot card here for the Virgo collective this week? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot is clarified by the Two of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man here for you? One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Two of Cups, the Strength card, and the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Why is the Four of Pentacles here for Virgo? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Magician, and the Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have Justice. Okay. You can take this in regards to career and finance or love and romance, because it'll be different for all of you, okay? But there was a path here in your life that you were recently on. I think things were going well, or if they weren't going well, you were hoping that they would go well. And then I think they came to an abrupt stop or an abrupt halt. And I'm not quite sure what happened here. I don't know if you abruptly quit the job or the job abruptly fired you. I don't know if you abruptly ended a connection or someone abruptly ended a connection with you. For others of you, it's possible you're a business owner and you abruptly shut down the business. Or maybe just sales dried up and you had no choice. You had to do that. I just feel like we were moving along. We either had victory, I'm speaking like you, we either had victory or victory was within sight or we wanted victory. And then all of a sudden we just felt blocked. It's like we went as far as we could. It's sort of like the road stopped. We were just driving. And all of a sudden we hit a dead end and we had no idea how the hell we got to the dead end. And I think you've been stuck here for a little bit. Like mentally, I think you've been thinking about, I don't understand, like this is not how this was supposed to end. Nobody gets on the road, on the path in a particular direction, love and romance, career and finance, or some other aspect of our lives, and then we abruptly hit a dead end. And I think you've been in that Nine of Swords thinking about what the hell just happened. I think what Source is trying to get you through this experience to see is to see this from another perspective, okay? And the new perspective, there's something here in regards to collaboration. I get the feeling that there's another person here involved, and I think there was something was off here in this connection. I think the two of you wanted the same thing, but I'm not quite sure you both wanted the same thing together. So what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. Perhaps that Two of Cups is you and a business partner. You both want the business to be successful, but you want to sell a particular service, and they don't want to sell that service. They want to sell a particular product. Well, that would be two people who are at odds. They both want a successful business. They both want to make a lot of money with that successful business, but they both have two entirely different ideas of what that business should be. And same thing if this is a relationship. I could be speaking to a Virgo where you were in a romantic partnership with someone and you very much wanted long-term commitment, and this person wanted to play the field, or vice versa. They wanted long-term commitment and you wanted to be able to move around the cabin freely, if you will. So I just feel like there are two energies here. You both wanted success, but your ideas of success were very different. And I think this situation no longer holds any value to you. And it no longer holds any value to you because Source wants you to see the reason why this came to an abrupt end was because you ran out of road. There was nowhere else for the two of you to go because you both at that point needed to go in separate directions. So with that Four of Pentacles card, you have the Eight of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the Ten of Swords. I don't think you realize it. And maybe that's what this reading is intended to do for you. But you knew that this wasn't fair. You knew that you and this other individual were driving down the highway and you both had very different ideas about what direction you guys should go in or something like that. And I think quietly to you on the subconscious level, I don't even think you realize it, you were manifesting an ending. I'm not blaming you for what happened. I'm not blaming you that you lost your job. I'm not blaming you that you lost your friend or lost your business or whatever transpired. Or please, please do not take it that way. But you felt so stuck. Your higher self, Hangman, was manifesting an ending here because it knew that there was, the road was running out here. And I think that's what Source wants you to look at. You were holding on to something. There was nothing left to hold on to here. So what situation in your life no longer holds value? This one. What situation in your life is asking you to observe your emotions? There's something here about looking at your emotions, because when you were in that situation, environment, or connection, you weren't completely happy. You didn't have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. You were hoping one day that you would have victory or success, but you didn't, because if you had victory or success, true victory or success, it wouldn't have came to an end. The Knight of Swords in this deck is very argumentative. It's very aggressive. And I just think there was a lot of aggression or a lot of uncomfortable conversations or fighting between you and this person. And it's because at the end of the day, you both wanted two very, very different things. So it's time to release that. And it's time to be honest with yourself that it was not in balance, whatever this connection is. Justice is Libra. Libra is the house of partnerships and marriage and connections and relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic. And I think some of you have romanticized whatever this has been. I think you got some rose-colored glasses because you're seeing it for the potential it could have been, but not actually seeing it for the reality that it was. And that's what Source is trying to get your attention to see here this week. It no longer holds value. It's time to let it go. And if you have let it go or it has left your life, there's something here about like don't wear rose-colored glasses when you look back at it, because it really wasn't what you wanted it to be, and your higher self was actually subconsciously manifesting that it would come to an end so you could be free of it. Get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Swords, Knight of Cups, and Justice. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. Well, for me, queens exist in the present because they process the past. Whatever it was here that you invested your time or your love or your money or your talent into whatever or whomever this is. And Source wants you to look at it from a more of an emotionally detached point of view. This is the 3rd decan of Aquarius. Aquarius is the, I always say the word now escapes me, the master, if you will, of detachment, king and queens of detachment. And there's something here emotionally detaching yourself and seeing the reality of the situation. Had you stayed in it, you actually would have been deceiving yourself at that point, because you knew you weren't headed in the direction you really wanted to go in with that situation, environment, or connection. So Knight of Cups to Justice, there's something here about taking off the rose-colored glasses, seeing it for what it truly was, so you can move forward and move forward towards a situation, environment, or connection that will be fair and balanced to you, because at the end of the day, that's truly what you deserve. That is what I have for you, Virgo, at this time. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, be gentle with yourself, okay? This doesn't look easy. And as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.